Hello, YouTube. How y'all doing this Saturday? I hope you're having a marvelous Saturday, a beautiful weekend. Um, I know I said I do not go live on the weekend anymore, but due to I didn't go live Monday, I decided to go live today. So I have a 5-day work week with YouTube doing my channel. Again, I am Queen Lillie. Welcome to my live. Hit that like button as you come in. We're talking about Donald Trump, the scandal, the corruption, the Epstein files, which Donald Trump is playing in our face, Pam Bundy playing in our face, and the American people, we are tired. We deserve to know the truth of what is going on. We do not like when someone is playing in our face, telling us that they're peeing on our leg, but saying it's rain. I don't like it. I know you don't like it. We got a lot to cover. So much happening. Right now, they're redacting anything with Donald Trump out the files, claiming they're going to show us the files. Well, but y'all said it's a hoax. A hoax. That they didn't exist. Oh, the Obamas did it. Biden did it. Donnie, you did it because you're in those files. And MAGA is starting to wake up, y'all. And I'm really, really enjoying MAGA waking up. Because you know why? We tried to tell you, but you didn't want to listen. Because you felt like most of the Democrats are black and brown. I don't want to hear nothing from black and brown people. They love Obama. He's a black man. I don't care about that. But now all of a sudden, y'all, MAGA cares. And it's so strange and baffling to me because Donnie been lying to you. So what made you think he wasn't lying about the Epstein files when he'd been playing in your face since his first election? But you felt, well, long as things don't affect me and we get done what we want done, well, MAGA has a cutoff limit. Donnie, they want those files. No one wants redacted files. You had Bundy had 1,000 FBI agents going through the files. Anything with Donald Trump's name was flagged. So we're never going to get the truth then unless they show the raw files. They're not going to do that because we know the truth. Donald Trump is all over those files. All over them. And the American people, we are tired. We want the truth. There's nothing they can do right now to change our minds. And what we're seeing from the majority of MAGA, there's nothing that Donald Trump can do to change MAGA's mind. Only about 12% decide they're going to believe him. But the rest of them that do have some education, not up in the hillbilly hills, they're not buying it, Donald Trump. They are sick of you. And they ain't got to prepare to be sick of you. They're sick of you, Donald Trump, as well as me. I've been sick of you since day one. Hello, King LaSwan. How you doing? Hello, Jimmy, King Jimmy. Hello, King Ellen. Hello, Queen Sheila. How everybody doing today? Y'all, it just get messier and messier and messier, and the mess that I'm liking because I can't wait till he either crunks over from whatever this fake illness that he's supposed to have, which we know is more going on than what they're telling us with his health, because he's a walking billboard of unhealthy. Or rather, they impeach him up out of there and kick him out the Oval Office because he's been alleged to be a pedo. Donnie Boy is a PDF file. Yes. And it's not right that the MAGA Republican Party are telling people their children don't matter. It's okay that your teen girls get touched. Donald Trump means more than your teen daughters. That's what's being said to the American people. So you play in our face, keep it hidden from us that you had 1,000 FBI agents going through Epstein files, flagging anything with Donald Trump's name. Donnie, you said you ain't in the files, baby. You are all over there. And Pam Bundy is covering for you. Cash Patel covering for Donald Trump. Yeah, Ben Lingle covering for Donald Trump. You should have known a man that has more felonies than anyone in this country. 34 felonies. Jeffrey Dahmer ain't got nothing on Donald Trump. Donald Trump has 34 felonies. The cartel felonies have nothing on Donald Trump. He has more felonies than the vast majority of the cartel. You ain't Michael Jackson bad. You bad in a bad way that we don't like. Because we don't like pedophiles, Donnie. And when you get to hell, tell Epstein, hi, how you doing, you PDF files? We're going to go ahead and get started. How y'all doing in YouTube world? You enjoying your Saturday? Again, I decided to come live because I didn't get to go live Monday because I went to see Beyonce at the Cowboy Carter concert Monday. So I said, okay, I don't go live on the weekend, but I will make it up to my people because I love y'all. And I feel true in my heart that y'all love me. So that's why I am live now. Just a moment. I'm going to clean off my iPad. Hello, everyone. How y'all doing today? Again, thank you for coming to my live. Hit that like button, please. Hit the like button. Come on. Come on out those bushes. Hit that like button. I know you're in the bushes on here admiring me. Some of you sitting in your car watching me. You pale, clear people getting off in your car looking at me. Come on now. Hit that like button. So I'm going to show y'all something. And it's discussing Jeffrey Epstein book claims he and Giselle Maxwell was Meta's spies who filmed U.S. politicians and power players having sex with underage girls to blackmail them. Sonny, is that what happened to Epstein? He had too much evidence? Was he blackmailing you, Donnie? Inquiring minds want to know. Let's see here what this is about. So I'm going to show you. And this is the guy that was discussing the Epstein book. It's called Dead Men Tell No Tales. That was the name of the book. Dead Men Tell No Tales. Epstein had a list. He used that list to blackmail politicians and very powerful, wealthy men. So those young girls was used for so many naughty things. Manipulated, abused in different forms, and used to blackmail you rich, powerful men and you politicians with your dirty butts. Just a bunch of dirty butts. Just nasty. So no one trusts America. We are cash poor. I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. Uh-oh.
Your demand.
Hold on.
The White House is in full-blown panic mode because Germany and Italy are demanding the return of nearly 2,000 tons of gold, worth a shocking $245 billion.
Listen carefully, why?
The New York Federal Reserve. And they're not wasting time.
Germany is thinking about bringing back its gold from the United States.
According to reports, the plan is to fly the gold back to Europe in under 2 months using military cargo planes. Yes, NATO aircraft will be airlifting gold bars out of America. This isn't a routine banking transaction. It's a direct message. 2 of America's closest allies no longer trust the U.S. with their national wealth. And the reason?
Listen.
Trump's aggressive tariff war has turned partners into financial adversaries.
Because of
Germany
Donald
and
Trump.
Italy aren't just safeguarding their reserves. They're bracing for a world where America is no longer the financial anchor. This marks the first time in nearly 80 years that such a move is even being considered.
Everyone is disgusted with Donald Trump.
The Federal Reserve has been viewed as the most secure vault on Earth. But that era may be unraveling. If this gold leaves U.S. soil, it could send shockwaves through the global financial system, raising U.S. interest rates, weakening the dollar's dominance, and inflicting real economic pain on millions of Americans. And here's the real bombshell. This might just be the beginning. If other countries follow suit, we could be watching the start of a historic shift in the global monetary order.
Donald Trump is destroying the dollar
Is in
bill.
full-blown panic mode because Germany and Italy are demanding the return of
Germany and Italy want their gold back. So America is actually cash poor. For all these years, we've been the richest nation, the land of the free. Not exactly. Definitely not for my people. I'm black. Not exactly, y'all. Donald Trump is running the dollar bill. His presence, his aura, his body odor is running this country.
The real answer is Jeffrey Epstein was working on behalf of intel services, probably not America. And we have every right to ask, on whose behalf was he working? How does a guy go from being a math teacher at the Dalton School in the late 70s with no college degree to having multiple airplanes, a private island, and the largest residential house in Manhattan? Where did all the money come from? Extremely obvious to anyone who watches that this guy had direct connections to a foreign government. Now, no one's allowed to say that that foreign government
Hit the like button, please. Come on.
Somehow cowed into thinking that that's naughty. What's this? You have the former Israeli prime minister living in your house.
Epstein.
You have all this contact with the foreign government. Were you working
connection with Israel? Donald Trump connection with Israel.
You running a blackmail operation on behalf of foreign
Remember,
government.
Trump bombed Iran for Israel.
And their answer is, we're not going to tell you. And I think our answer should be, no. As long as we're sending you money, if you were committing crimes on our soil, we have an absolute right to know, did you do this or not? And yet everybody has been so brainwashed into thinking that's somehow an expression of hate or bigotry, when it's not. It's a baseline question that every U.S. citizen has a right to an answer on.
Well.
The real answer is Jeffrey Epstein was
See, he's MAGA too. He's tired. You heard him say, we want answers. We all want answers. If Jeffrey Epstein was involved with Israel, America makes sure Israel people have free insurance, and we don't even have that. Since Donald Trump been in office, they have cut back on so many things that are a benefit to the American people. But he's looking out for Israel. Who else was looking out for Israel? Jeffrey Epstein. They have so many ties, y'all. It's unbelievable. They are financially connected to bad people, and they did bad things to young girls. So, no matter what is said, what people are saying to try to make us think, okay, yes, Donald Trump has done bad, but we must forgive him. No, I don't care. We want the list. The orange monster is on that list, in my opinion.
Here, I'm the gentleman that was on the Sean Ryan podcast that talked about pedophilia and explained how their networks. And on his show, I clearly communicated a couple of years now ago that the Epstein list would never be revealed. And I gave great insight.
Hit the like button, people. Thank you.
Take my time now to explain to you, all that are watching, why it's not coming out. And this is coming from someone who, one, hunts pedophiles and protects children through our task force. But the other, the hard reason is because I was a kid who was abused as a child. So this is the reality that I want people to understand. And the reason why the Epstein list will not come out, like I've said from the beginning, is because it is an intelligence operation. The best form of currency right now for control and power in our world is videos or pictures of children being abused by certain adults. When you have those as leverage, you can control a person to make decisions that will shape nations and truly make the difference in both political, legal, business, and world economics. The moment you prosecute a pedophile that would be on that list, you lose the leverage on them, and you also risk them telling the rest of the story. So here's my advice. There should be righteous indignation. I have it. Many of you feel lied to, which you were, by our FBI and DOJ. But I'm telling you that those victims are now adults. And what you miss is what we do every day. And that's protect children in our country and around the world by those who are still doing the pedophilia, that are still abusing kids. And listen, I just want to say this. It's very important for you to understand. There are millions of children who suffer abuse nightly in the U.S. And because of that, when they hear about the Epstein's list or kids being trafficked and they're not part of that, guess what? They make their abuse and suffering very small.
Ignore Maggie. Don't pay Maggie any attention.
So please.
She's a troll. Maggie is a troll.
On protecting the kids right now as we work by, through, and with federal, state, and local law enforcement agencies. And listen to me, we don't take their money. We actually provide for them, for the men and women who really want justice to protect kids right now. Mark's here. I'm the gentleman that was on the Sean Ryan podcast that talked about pedophilia and explained how their networks. And on his show, I clearly communicated a couple of years now ago that the Epstein list would never be revealed. And I gave great insight to it, but I want to take my time now to explain to you all that are watching why it's not coming out. And this is coming from someone who, one, hunts pedophiles and protects children.
Hello, Queen Victorious One.
But the other, the heart reason is because I was a kid who was abused as a child. So this is the reality that I want people to understand. And the reason why the Epstein list will not come out, like I've said from the beginning, is because it is an intelligence operation. The best form of currency right now for control and power in our world is videos or pictures of children being abused by certain adults. When you have those as leverage, you can control a person to make decisions that will shape nations.
So our government would prefer to keep those things hidden, to use them as leverage to get what they want. That's what our politicians are doing. That's pretty much saying the children's feelings don't matter. We need this to manipulate other political people in other countries to get what we want. That's effed up America. But what do I expect? America been doing stuff like this. It goes all the way back to slavery. What do we expect? The American people, you don't matter. That's what Donald Trump, Pam Bundy, and Patel and them are saying when it comes to your children. We do as we need to do to get ahead so we can make more money and become bigger billionaires while y'all are suffering at the bottom of the totem pole. Hit that like button, please. This is a dirty world. And this video, hold on.
So why doesn't he just pardon her? Why doesn't he just pardon
Ghislaine Maxwell?
If Epstein didn't do anything, then why is she still in prison?
Listen carefully.
She was convicted on 5 federal counts and is serving 20 years in federal prison.
5 federal counts, 20 years.
From minor to conspiracy to trafficking
minors.
Of a minor with intent to traffic. These are big crimes. So if there is no trafficking, like he claims, then why is she still locked up when he's pardoning every criminal under the sun? And the answer is simple. He doesn't want her spilling the tea. This man
Trump has pardoned more pedos than anyone.
200 times, flew on his plane. It's a well-known fact that Mar-a-Lago was a stomping ground and where they brought these young girls. If you don't know about Katie Johnson, the young woman who accused him and Epstein of raping her when she was only 13
I showed y'all the court filings with Donald Trump and
Epstein
name on it.
This guy is having a full public meltdown, lashing out and telling his followers, if you don't
because
believe
it's
me,
the truth.
Don't support me. Wham! You're a bad reporter. You're still talking about this guy? Does that sound like someone who's innocent to you or someone who's panicking because the truth.
Donald Trump is
closing in.
panicking, y'all.
Finally, some of his followers are starting to wake up and realize that the distractions of immigrants are the threat, drag queens, transgender people are the threat. While they've been saying, "You look over here."
The threat is in
To
the Oval
distract you
Office.
guys. The real predators are hiding in plain sight, and MAGA is starting to realize that they elected a predator as the president. So why doesn't he just pardon her? Why doesn't he just pardon Ghislaine Maxwell? If Epstein didn't do anything, then
He
why
will
did
not
she?
pardon her. He thought about it. Donnie's scared what Maxwell gonna tell. Maxwell got a lot to tell. She need to write a book while she's sitting in there. But they may unalive her too. If Jeffrey is actually gone bye-bye. If he actually went bye-bye, he went to hell. He ain't go to heaven. God don't hear a sinner prayer that's a reprobated mind. He does not. He doesn't hear Jeffrey Epstein, nor did he hear Donald Trump. Donald Trump is way past a reprobated mind. So I'm going to show y'all something, and it is about Melania knew Epstein before she knew Donald Trump, because, you know, it was being said, and I showed y'all something yesterday, that Epstein introduced, it has been said and alleged that Epstein is the one that introduced Donald Trump to Melania. Although they give a whole different story. You know how that go? They'll give a whole different story. When people meet in messed up, sickening ways, they'll change the story all up and say they met a whole different way. Like the Portia and Simon Gabati situation, you know, from the Real Housewives of Atlanta. That kind of lies. That's what's going on in America under Donald Trump. Life under Trump. So Melania knew Epstein before she knew Trump. This is her when she first started working in New York City. And she was working illegally here. Working in New York City along with her agent, Polo Zampoli. It's a strange name. I don't know. A good friend of Epstein and Trump. He's a good friend of Epstein and Trump. So look, this is the guy. Melania knew Epstein. It is being said and alleged that she knew Epstein before she knew Trump. Have y'all ever noticed whenever Melania is around, what's his name? Russia. Oh God, what is his name? The president over there in Russia. What's his name? You ever notice how she looks scared when she's around Putin? So she's from Russia. Putin knows a lot. Remember, he had her news showed on the news in Russia. And what did Donald Trump say? Nothing. Zero in July. Donald Trump said nothing to Putin. He didn't even respond. What most men would do if you do some effed up things like that to their wives, they will go off, respond, because that's your wife. You didn't speak up for your wife. Apparently, Putin knows some things about Melania Trump. Yeah. She's never been an angel because, you know, when she was young, she was too busy taking new photos. She once said herself just recently this year that it was beautiful art. Girl, you just like your husband trying to brainwash people. It ain't working. You know about the Epstein stuff too. Oh, you can't be married to that monster that long. You actually become the monster when you're married to him.
Well, women liked me. And when you're a star, they let you do it. You can do anything. Whatever you want. Grab them by the pussy. And make this statement to the great women.
Questionable comments about a young girl.
You going up the escalator? I'm going to be dating her in 10 years. I am your protector.
Carol opening her testimony
Gross.
today saying, quote, I'm here.
A gross
because Donald Trump
protector.
raped me.
He grabbed him by the PUSSY protector.
Teen USA contestants told BuzzFeed that Trump did in fact walk in on them while they were changing.
And so I sort of get away with things like that. You will no longer be abandoned, lonely, or scared. Donald held back Ivana's arms and began to pull out fistfuls of hair from her scalp. You're not going to be in danger any longer.
I turned around and I see Donald
Trump
there.
is dangerous.
I'm thinking, this son of a bitch
Abusive.
Women will be happy, healthy, confident.
Run, women, run.
Trump called Epstein a terrific guy, adding,
It is even said that he likes beautiful women as much as I do, and many of them are on the younger side.
You will no longer be thinking about abortion.
They're gonna just let me bleed out here.
Do you believe in punishment for abortion? Yes or no, as a principle? The answer is that there has to be some form of punishment for the woman. Yeah.
His face is an abortion. Look at his face.
I will be your protector. Women,
atrocious.
I was able to terminate Roe v. Wade. I got rid of Roe v. Wade.
We're going to get rid of you.
Roe v. Wade.
He brags about he got rid of Roe v. Wade. Well, we're going to get rid of you. You are a PDF file, and that is not good for this country. You lied about the Epstein files repeatedly. You are atrocious, Donald Trump. You are a danger to the American people, and we don't want you. Your wife don't even want you. Look at you. It has been said by a lot of leaders right now that Donald Trump is the village idiot, and I agree. Trump is, again, thieves in the temple. I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. Trump caught an act pulling election thief scheme. Hold on. And let me show you what I'm talking about. This is recently. And it don't surprise us because that's how he got in the Oval Office this time. Thieves in the temple.
There's some new reporting from the Washington Post, a significant effort by the Department of Justice and the White House to gain voting information from at least 9 states and access to voting machines.
This year, since he's been in the Oval Office.
Thankfully, they have
been stopped, in the temple.
And in the case of Colorado specifically, by Republican county officials. My name is Dina Dahl with the Midas Touch Network. Let's get into this.
Subscribe to Midas Touch Network.
Midterms here, as it turns out,
everything I show you is fair use, educational purpose, great research, and entertainment.
The Department of Justice is asking them to turn over information about voters. Now, here's the thing. Most states, their voter registration roll
trying to steal the election in 2026.
Access somebody's name and whether or not they have voted. But they were not asking for this publicly available information. They were asking for things such as driver's license, social security numbers, the private sensitive data, which most states cannot share. It is against the law to share somebody's private information
in the temple,
that the government has collected. So the states that have received these letters, according to the reporting, are the Arizona, Alaska, Minnesota, Nevada, New Hampshire, New York, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin. In the case of Wisconsin, they told the government to go ahead and just go online and download whatever they could themselves and pay the fee. They weren't even going to hand over the information for free. They said that under the statute, anybody that wants it has to have that fee. 2 states have handed over the voter registration rolls that do not contain the sensitive data. Now, in the case of Colorado, this was a even more aggressive effort to obtain and perhaps tamper with voter information, because the person who reached out to 10 to 12 Republican officials asking for access to the voting machines. This man who reached out is Jeff Small. He used to be the chief of staff under Lauren Boebert, and he is now a consultant. And when he reached out to these Republican county clerks, he said that he was doing this for the Trump administration. He was asking on behalf of the White House for them to give him access to this voting machine, which is a felony under Colorado. These Republican
Trump is a felon already.
Said no, and basically no way. One of the clerks, Justin Grantham, said that, to me, it felt like they were wanting to intervene before 2026. As we know, midterms are around the corner. That big, awful bill.
They are trying to steal the election.
Are gutting healthcare for millions of people. Will certainly cost them votes
in my opinion.
Never mind these Epstein files, certainly cost them votes in the midterm. The tariffs, the increase on prices, I think Walmart just announced they were going to increase prices by 50% in some cases, will certainly affect them in the midterms. I can think of actually nothing Trump has done in these 6 months that would help him in the midterms. So is it any surprise that somebody like Trump, who is trying to always talk about election integrity in the opposite way, is enlisting somebody to go and access the voting records? Also, the CEO of the Nonpartisan Voting Rights Lab kind of says the same thing. Samantha Tarazi, CEO of the Nonpartisan Voting Rights Lab, says, quote, President Trump and his allies are trying to lay the groundwork to interfere with a free and fair election in 2026. This is obvious what they are doing, and they are being stopped by members of their own party. The Secretary of
I'm not going to
State
be able to show the whole
is-
video because we got a lot to cover. I wanted to show y'all that Donald Trump, like she said, what they're doing is a felony. Donald Trump is already a felon. He has 34 felonies. This man not only trying to stop y'all from seeing the Epstein files, he's trying to affect your vote in 2026. There's nothing that Donald Trump will not do. He would cheat, steal if he had to, unalive if he had to, in my opinion. Just a moment, please. More on Epstein and Donald Trump. More about them.
Okay, as a possibility, but it is a real possibility, is that Melania
Epstein introduced Melania to Trump
by Jeffrey Epstein.
Yep.
Maybe that's why we have this fierce resistance.
Hit the like button, please. Thank you.
Well,
it has been said Epstein introduced Melania Trump to Donald J. Trump.
Like that, but just to be really factual, those of you who
the woman with the news all over the internet
know that I was the first person to start talking about certain questions on Trump's extremities, if you will. Turned out that he had red splotches all over his hand. We investigated that. And we concluded it could be something related to venereal disease or clap or whatever you want to call it. And now we're treated to the swollen ankles. When you look
the
at
cankles. Trump got cankles.
Big as his head. And of course, they came with, it's some little minor vein issue he has. Yeah, I'm buying that. But remember the thing that we reported first. Let me report it again because it's very important. You're not going to see this on cable TV. You're not going to see this in the columns, anything. In January in the year 2017, Trump's position was a gentleman by the name of Dr. Bornstein, who is unfortunately deceased now. He sent Keith Schiller and two goons into Dr. Bornstein's office to confiscate his medical records.
I told you, Donald Trump a thug.
Felt like he was
ain't nothing but a gangster
so
party.
Something in those medical records that they didn't want anybody to know. Why else would you send in goons to confiscate the medical records from your internists? The answer is pretty obvious. There's something in there that he didn't want any possibility of it getting out. And now we're treated to red splotches on his hand, treated to bloated ankles, and treated to more bullshit and not answers. And we're not asking, the question is, could the source of all of this be contained in his medical records?
He wouldn't release his medical records. Ago. Remember that, y'all? He wouldn't even release his tax papers.
But we ask questions on here. The problem is,
listen carefully, everybody.
No answers forthcoming. And so now we have a blow up of the Jeffrey Epstein stuff. Of course, it's all hidden. He wants to cover it up. He's mad.
Yep, mad.
And one of the key figures in the Trump Epstein story is a female by the name of Celinda Middlefort. Wait a minute, James, you're fucking crazy. Okay, there's no other. Yes. This was.
Listen carefully, everybody.
One of the early people.
He got some really good information for us.
In this Trump Epstein, whatever they had going, we only have suspicions, but we have pretty strong suspicions. And Miss Middlefort, name, sorry, played a big role in this. And of course, Trump wants it to go away, screaming at people not to do it. And the right wing won't let it go away because you got to understand the whole pedophilia thing is part of their DNA.
Part of Trump's DNA.
They had been talking about this for years. And they don't know how to get off this hamster wheel. There's really no good way to get off this.
Hit the like button, please. Thank you.
But it was obviously, we reported that Michael Wolff said he saw pictures taken from Jeffrey Epstein's safe by Jeffrey Epstein.
Of Trump and some girls, young girls.
That showed Epstein and Trump with young women, some of who were topless, pointing to a stain
on Trump's pants.
Britches. And I said, you maybe it was a coffee stain, but he doesn't drink coffee, so I don't know. All right. That's all. That Michael Wolff said that publicly. All right. Those photos exist somewhere. It might still.
The FBI have them, and they're not going to release them because they're working for Trump. Cash Patel.
But I do know that's what Michael said. So there's an expression, and it's actually pretty accurate, that the revolution devours its own. It devours its young. Well, the pedophile revolution is devouring them. All right? And there is so much that we don't know. There's so much that we have to keep drawing attention to. We tend to forget that Epstein pled guilty one time in Florida. His lawyers were Alan Dershowitz and Ken Stahl. Yeah, you might have heard of him. Of course, I was the most anti-Ken Stahl person in the establishment media. Oh, Judge Stahl, he's a fine man. I mean, what are we doing here? Yeah. See, all those co-eds that were raped and Baylor, what he did about it. Right? And he was a very moral man. You might want to look up what he did in his later life. They're great fucking assholes that ever lived. But, and it was quite an arrangement that Mr. Epstein had made. And of course, this arrangement allowed him to continue predatory practices toward young females, ruin people's lives, God knows what not. It's
Epstein and Donald Trump. That's what he's talking about.
One of the streaming channels about him and these women who come back and sued him, and David Boyce and a bunch of other lawyers involved. This man caused irreparable harm to God knows how many people, and I suspect.
Hello, Queen Caramel Apple.
Involvement by Donald John Trump than most people do. Before I close, I do want to comment on the Congress going along with the idea that we should not have public health for public radio, public television. They also don't think we should have public health to universities. They don't like universities. They particularly don't like teaching history or philosophy or anything like that. And the reason is really quite simple. Their coalition is reliant on stupidity. So if your base appeal is to stupid people, what you want are more stupid people.
That's Donald Trump MAGA people.
More stupid people is don't have colleges, don't have universities, don't have
create more dumb people like MAGA.
That tells you, dude, the earth is not 5,000 years old. And by the way, it is round, right? They don't want the public to know that bullshit, right? So all of this is all tied into a giant Republican effort to produce as many stupid people as we possibly can. And
the stupid people are
like
MAGA.
We don't have enough stupidity in this country right now. In my opinion, we have way too much stupidity, but we're going to get more because they're doubling down on stupidity. So just remember Dr. Bornstein, the medical records, Miss Middlefort, don't forget her, don't forget Ken Starr, don't forget Epstein, don't forget all of the things that we told you about. And to the extent that these idiots can maybe produce one or two fewer stupid people, and I guess it's worth it because, folks, the modern United States of America is doubling down on stupidity. So one of the reasons we have to consider this possibility, okay, I said possibility, but it is a real possibility, is that Melania was introduced to Donald by Jeffrey Epstein. Maybe that's why we have this fierce resistance to find out what's going on. I mean, as long as we don't have answers, we will have questions and we will ask these questions.
And we will dig for the answers.
Was Jeffrey Epstein instrumental in setting up Melania and Donald Trump? And but the question has to be asked. It has to be explored.
Hit the like button, please. Thank you.
I'm not saying that is true. Understand that. But what I am saying, a curious mind is going to draw this conclusion every time.
Thanks to Politicon that we have this video to watch, The War Room with James Corbell, Al Hunt. That's who we need to follow on YouTube for this information. I'm going to show you again who was in the middleman of Trump and Epstein with the Melania stuff. I'm going to show you and I'm going to read it again. Hold on. This is the man, her agent, when she was working in the United States without a work permit, working illegally. She wasn't even attractive. Melania Trump, hit that like button. This is what it says. Melania knew Epstein before she knew Trump. This is her when she first started working in New York City alongside with agent Paolo Zampoli, a good friend of Epstein and Trump. So, what you don't want us to know about your wife, Donnie? We already know. She said this year, 2025, that her nudes were a work of art. That people don't appreciate art anymore. Melania. Putin wasn't putting your news all over the Russian news because it's art. He knows something. He's holding it over your hubby's head. The man that you don't really live with, that wears a diaper and you can't stand him. Putin has something on him real bad. And when inquiring minds, the inquiring minds want to know, Melania, how did you meet Epstein? How did you meet Trump? What was you doing with that kitty cat girl? Hold on, let me take a sip of water and we will move along. One moment, please. One moment, please. Hit that like button, everybody. Come on out them bushes, hit the like button.
All right, Trumpers, we got breaking news. Now they're saying that Donald Trump has got an issue. Well, what is this issue that we're talking about? They're saying it's the memory loss. There's a lot of reporting now.
No, it's not. They'll say anything to get him off.
On about things that make no sense. He's also rambling on about things.
And they want sympathy right now.
When they go do the research on it, it's all false. He was talking about his uncle working in MIT and all this stuff.
Lied.
Well, his uncle passed away in 1985, and his uncle wasn't working at MIT in the 90s. That they already pulled that report.
He said this day before yesterday. Donald Trump lied again.
Over there in Israel that we never bombed. I mean, he's got a problem. I also am going to report that I watched another lady talk about that he has a disability in his mind, or he's losing cognitism. So we've got a problem. But
he also apparently has GD.
It's that old. It's not about age. It's just that we're all going
inside
to
that
But we
funky
also know
diaper.
that Donald Trump is a liar anyways, and he doesn't even know, so he makes up false narratives. But hey, this is your news report for today about Donald Trump losing his mind. MAGAs, thanks for fucking us and putting a senior citizen in there, a really old one. All right, Trumpers, we got breaking news. Now they're saying that Donald Trump...
We've been know he was cognitive decline. No one is telling us anything that we don't know. We knew that. Over here on the Queen's channel, we knew. But when he's doing stupid stuff like stealing medals, sticking them in his pocket at the, what is it, FIFA soccer game, he took that guy's medal and put it in his jacket pocket, to his suit. That's stuff that old people do. They convert back to being a child almost, because he's old and crusty and smelly. They do stupid stuff. And he lies about his uncle was in, IT. That never happened. It's a big lie. Donnie is full of lies. He's a compulsive liar. Let's just leave it as that. Okay, moving along. It says supporting Trump is no longer a political choice. It is a statement that you don't care about morality, legality, or the truth. And that's MAGA. They don't care about any of that. MAGA doesn't care about morality, legality, nor the truth. They will bow down and kiss the ring and kiss his swollen feet and ankles in that bussy neck. So Trump is fake and he gives fake gifts. Now this you don't want to miss, because we're going to be getting out of here in a moment. This is going to crack your side more than it has ever made you laugh. Donald Trump wear fake high-end stuff. Hold on. Uh-oh, what happened? Hold on. It'll start back up. Give it a moment. I started over because sometimes it freezes. Donald Trump is running around here giving people fake Harry Winston cufflinks. Told him, I want me to make it to your wedding. He wasn't invited to the wedding anyway. Charlie Sheen stated that. He gave him cufflinks as a wedding gift, and they was fake Harry Winston, which that's a it's highly expensive gift to give if it was real. So he had the praise with some other things that he owned, and kind of find out Donald Trump gave him fake Harry Winston cufflinks as a gift for his wedding. He cursed that man's wedding, and that's why him and Denise didn't last. Donald Trump is a curse and a fool, a demonic spirit living in the Oval Office. So Senator Dick Dorman reveals that he has received information at the Trump administration ordered 1,000 plus FBI agents to go through and flag any Epstein records that mention Donald Trump. What does that tell you about Donald Trump? This is him. This is Dick Durbin. Senator Dick Durbin. The man is a criminal. Y'all know it. Y'all be sitting up fronting for Donald Trump, pretending he's a good man. He's a godly man. God don't hear a reprobated mind prayer.
Maybe a hot take, but I don't know what you guys are all screaming and shouting about the Epstein list. I don't need a list. I know what's on it. I know who's on it, because dozens and dozens of women have already told us. Women who have told us what happened, how it happened, and who it happened with. But you all just don't want to believe women. So you need a list.
She's stating facts.
Written, curated, prepared by a man in order to believe a woman's words.
Yep.
I don't need a list. I know what happened. You know who's on the list. You just don't want to believe it coming from a woman.
Listen, MAGA.
It needs to come from a man in order for you to think that it's real.
And that's sad.
That's fucked up. This may be a hot take, but I don't.
It's true. A woman can tell y'all something that is happening to her from a man to her body, and y'all not going to believe it. But if you hear from a man, that's why they MAGA listen to Donald Trump and believe him, because they're not going to take the truth from victims. They're going to listen to a man that's having his name redacted from the Epstein files, which is rather sad. Believe women the first time they tell you, okay? Believe them.
This guy is is a danger to the world. I mean, that's the bottom line. And I told the truth about him on a show called The View.
Hit the like button, everybody. Come on, give me those likes. I appreciate you.
For the Miss Teen USA from his pageant, who had been caught in the village kissing a girl. And the Daily News and the New York Post put a picture of her on the cover, and he was furious. And so he had her crying on TV, apologizing to America for, I guess, embarrassing him. And it looked very much to me like a pimp with his prostitute. So we were live 5 minutes after, and that was a topic, and I simply told the truth about who he is as a person. Facts, no lies, no hyperbole, just facts. And he went crazy. That was 2006.
This is why he hates
still
her.
Uses me as a punching bag and a way to sort of rile his base.
Thank you, Queen Victorious
And
One.
I'm very proud to be opposed to every single thing he says and does and represents. I think he's a racist, and he's misogynistic, and he's sexist, and he is a danger to women and children all over the world. The Supreme Court has given him unbridled powers, and who knows what he can.
He's dangerous.
He shouldn't be allowed to be doing what he is to immigrants in the United States without due process, but he's doing it anyway. People are being tased in Walmart. People are being beaten and rounded up and put in concentration camps. This is not America. This is not democracy.
Hit that like button before
foothold in the United States.
Before 7 o'clock. Hit the like button. Come on.
Against him and
get me to 100 likes before 7.
We're done as a democracy. The way that
come on, get me to 100 likes before 7 o'clock.
And I believe that the country's followers of MAGA are in a
Thank
cult.
you.
I suppose I would push back on that. It is a democracy.
Yes.
They voted for him.
Well,
many people did. Is it that they feel so left aside, so let down, maybe by the way?
Come on, thank you guys. Come on.
They felt they
more
had to
likes.
turn to him.
His policies are affecting them too. Look what happened in Texas. You know, Texas is a red state. All the floods that happened
Thank
there.
you.
And, you know,
more
if
likes.
you don't think there's a correlation between all of the people that he cut from the National Weather Service, from the
she right. What he did to Texas is so wrong. So wrong. And what he did to that little young girl, kissed her, but made her get out on that stage and apologize to America for telling on him. He's dangerous. And y'all voted him in the Oval Office a second term. Really? That's what America doing? It wasn't my people. I know that. Only a small handful of people of color did. And this is a message to you all. This is from Tony Michaels. To those of you just realizing that Donald Trump is an actual predator connected to Epstein, he also lost the 2020 election, caused an insurrection, stole national security secrets, is a convicted felon, did not make you rich with terrorists, did not release the health care plan in 2 weeks, 2 years, or any other point during his 2 terms, massively increased the national debt and continued to do so, did not bring peace through strength, did not stop the war in Ukraine within 24 hours as he promised, is a terrible businessman who has a laundry list of bankruptcies. He filed bankruptcy 6 times. Is only rich because his parents gave him an essential amount of money, which he handled worse than if he had just stuck it in an index fund. Trump turned to corruption to build his wealth further. Didn't get Mexico to pay for a wall, didn't solve the debt with terrorists, didn't get 90 trade deals in 90 days, as he said he would. He got 0 trade deals. Had his son and campaign staff meet with Russia agents during the 2016 campaign, attempted a quid pro with Ukraine during his first term, said he could terminate the Constitution and that he wouldn't rule out using the military against U.S. citizens prior to sending Marines to LA and threatened to revoke citizenship for Americans. Lied over 30 times during his first presidency. Praises dictators and gangsters. Doesn't care about you at all. This is what we know about the man in the Oval Office. The orange man, the one that has the cankles. Yeah. Now they starting to tell you to see Trump for who he really is. Make sure to see the whole picture. PDF file. How many times we got to tell y'all? The whole picture. He's a PDF file. So this is Tim Nolan. I'm going to read to you about Tim Nolan, but this is Tim Nolan. All right. This is Tim Nolan, who was Donald Trump's campaign chairman in Kentucky until he was charged with 28 felonies, almost as much as Donald Trump. 28 felonies including RAPE, human trafficking, witnessing tampering, prostitution. Yeah, I can't say the word, so you know what I mean. Unlawful transaction with minors and sodomy. You know what sodomy is. You know exactly what that is. That man is sick. That's why Donald Trump had him as his chairman. You notice everybody that Donald Trump pardoned or have part of his cabinet are super freaks. There was 22 victims, including 8 juveniles. Does that surprise us? No. Does that surprise us? No. Juveniles, that means minors. Something about Donald Trump and his cabinet got a thing for minors, y'all. His friends got a thing for children, minors. Protect your children. That MAGA Republican Party is not about protecting children. He is now in jail where he belongs. Tim is one of the original founders of the Quanan, I can't even say that right, a conspiracy cult that accesses and that excuses Democrats of, they accuse Democrats of being pedos. But the whole time, all of them are pedos. Anytime you hear a MAGA Republican calling a Democrat a pedo, that's who they are. They deflect like Donald Trump. They call everybody pedos, but they are the pedos. They're the PDF files. So MAGA would never get the Epstein stench off of them. They control it all, and they came to cover up for a convicted rapist, Donald Trump. Go ahead and have a collective mental breakdown. Whine, stump your feet, but those are cold-hearted facts. He is all over those files. If he wasn't, he would clear his name. He played all of you, MAGA. The joke's on MAGA, y'all. It's sad and it's true.
So Senator Ron Wyden has now found that there were over 4,000 wire transfers from Trump to Epstein. The Wall Street Journal just published a letter that Trump sent to Epstein for his 50th birthday that ended with, "May every day
hit the like button. Thank you.
Secret." And since the Wall Street Journal published that letter,
come on, hit the like button, you guys.
He's going to come after the Murdoch family. And if you don't know who the Murdoch family are, they are media tycoons who own Wall Street Journal and Fox News. Methinks the lady doth protest too much. So Senator Ron Wyden has now found
Donnie, don't protest too much. You're telling on yourself. The more you say that you're not on the files and how you have the FBI to flag your name on the files and redact everything. Even the Senate tried to, they was going to block it, but then you said we're going to release, but just make sure you redact me out of them, flag anything of my name. Donnie, you're on the list for being a PDF file. So this is what I want to show y'all. This is a graph that was made, and Donald Trump is the list. I'm going to show you what I mean. You see all these names? They are affiliated with only Jeffrey Epstein and Donald Trump. And Donald Trump is the center man. He is the list. Okay, David Schoen, Jeffrey Epstein, Giselle Maxwell, Ken Starr. We remember Ken Starr, first term. Alex Dorschwitz, that is Jeffrey Epstein's attorney. Alex Acosta. He made sure Epstein didn't really do any hard time when he got time for mess with children before as a PDF file. And he has the option where he can leave every day from the prison and pretend that he's going to work. So white privilege and money privilege. Hold on. I got more to show you. The reason why I showed you that, I'm going to show you this again. Then you're going to understand why I showed you this chart. Hit the like button, everybody. Thank you.
Epstein flees to Israel while he negotiates his deal with Acosta. Some question why he was allowed to even keep his passport while his team is undergoing negotiation with the federal government.
Remember the chart.
Can you explain how normal that is?
That is not normal. So that is extremely not normal.
If you have money like that, you're a flight risk.
We do know that he was found with false passports that were inside of his house in New York City. So it's possible he even...
What do you mean?
Yes. Yeah. Can you Google it, please, Joey?
Epstein.
Into the barcode, there's no false passport. Okay. When's the last time you guys flew into America? Do you know how much biometric data and all that stuff is there? Like, this is not happening.
But like CIA can issue.
It froze. Let it unfreeze. And okay.
Issue a passport under that will clear State Department,
which would confirm the connection to intelligence.
So September 2007, Alex Acosta offers Epstein non-prosecution agreement despite massive evidence of a trafficking ring that crosses state lines, a textbook definition of a federal case.
While he's here, while he's away.
While he's in Israel. He must spend 18 months
Israel,
in
the connection.
He has weekend release. He's allowed 12 hours a day, 6 days a week to basically do whatever he wants under this non-prosecution agreement. The federal government grants immunity for
and who was the Attorney General in Florida at that time? Pam Bundy.
And to all unindicted co-conspirators, including Ghislaine Maxwell. Epstein flees to Israel while he...
And who has got a connection with Israel? Israel, they agreed to try to help Donald Trump get the Nobel Peace Prize. He only won it. President Barack Obama received it for great work, an educated man. Come on, hit the like button, y'all. Hold on. Just a moment. Okay. Why is it not playing? It says something went wrong with this. Let's see. So I'm just going to read this to you because some reason the video is not going to play. It said Trump tells Bundy to release whatever she thinks is credible. Trump to English translation, that means everything but all the files and tapes I'm in. I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. He wants the FBI, Pam Bundy, Cash Patel to redact everything that has to do with him, which we already discussed that, but it was actually a video and the video won't play. Sorry for that, okay? So this is something what the people trying to do. And I think is rather messed up because this hurt American families and the American children. So I'm going to show you, then I'm going to read it to you. This is how dirty the MAGA Republican Party is. They are trying to make it anti-human trafficking, but people can't get in trouble for trafficking children. I'm going to show you, then I'm going to read it to you, okay? So it says, State Department cut anti-human trafficking office. Why would you do that? Why? Okay, the U.S. State Department has gutted its office to monitor and combat trafficking in persons, TIP, slashing staff by 71%, according to testimony from a July 15 housing hearing. Ambassador at Large Michael Riggers confirmed the cuts after being pressed by Representative Sarah McBeth. At the end of April, the U.S. Justice Department pulled, the U.S. Justice Department is Pam Bundy, pulled funding from 365 public safety programs against trafficking. This includes money that help fight human trafficking. As a result, many services for victim police departments and correctional facilities were disrupted. They were disrupted. The National Human Trafficking Hotline, which offers support to victims, identified 9,619 trafficking cases in 2023, up to 5,551 in 2015. In 2023, the hotline received more than 30,000 tips in New Jersey monitoring reports. They want to cut all that help out. That's what the Republican MAGA Party is doing. The move is part of a Trump administration overhaul signed April 2025. Let me read that part to you again. This is life under Trump, trying to stop us from cutting back, from coming down on trafficking. They cutting back on the things that will help people and protect people from being trafficked. Okay, the move is part of a Trump administration overhaul signed April 2025. That's this year in his term, his second term, that also gutted offices focus on democracy, human rights, religious freedom. If they were trying to help human traffickers, what would they be doing differently? See, I'm gonna tell you what's happening in America. They're trying to make it legal for people to do what they want to children. So we got some good news. I received my Lifetime Achievement Awards from President Joe Biden. So right now, I'm going to show you. Donald Trump, not Donald Trump, President Joe Biden will receive Lifetime Achievement Awards in October. I received Lifetime Achievement Award from President Joe Biden. I showed y'all that on my channel. I'm so proud and grateful for my awards that I received from President Joe Biden. So this is something to be excited about, because we need nothing but some goodness up in here in this atmosphere, because after talking about Donald Trump is like a curse. So I'm going to show you, then I'm going to read it to you. It says, new at President Joe Biden will receive the Lifetime Achievement Award at the Edward M. Kennedy Institute's anniversary on October 26th this year. President Joe Biden's life has been one of honorable services to this country. And like the man for whom the Kennedy Institute is named, fought for the interest and to be better, fought for the interest and to better the lives and all of Americans from all social, economic, cultures, personal backgrounds. Bruce A. Parkley, who chairs the Institute's board, said in a statement, his tenacity and persistence, again, traits that echo those of Senator Ted Kennedy, are constant reminders to our current political leaders of the dedication and hard work required to do the people's business in Washington. President Joe Biden did the people's business when he was in Washington. He wasn't like Donald Trump, all about the billionaires' business and everything that's only helping him and not the people. Again, President Biden is receiving this because his dedication and hard work required to do the people's business in Washington. And that is not what Donald Trump is doing. So I'm going to show you this right here, okay? Trump freaking out. Uh-oh, it's on mute. I apologize. Hold on.
I know you've urged people to move on, but I'm curious, why do you think your supporters in particular have been so interested in the Epstein story and so upset about how it's been handled?
I don't understand it. Why they would be so interested. He's dead for a long time. He was never a big factor in terms of life. I don't understand what
he was your best friend, Donnie.
I really don't. And the credible information's been given. Don't forget, we went through years of the Mueller witch hunt and all of the.
And that's why I can't listen to him. Mueller has nothing to do with this. What Donald Trump does is deflect. He has played that game so much that MAGA is not falling for it. We, the American people that has education and smart brains, we never fell for the banana in the tailpipe. But for many years now, MAGA, the ones that went up there and did the insurrection at the state capitol, they believed everything he's saying, but they are beginning to wake up. Just a handful are still stuck in the banana in the tailpipe. But most of MAGA is starting to wake up, and they are voicing their hurt from Donald Trump because of his lies. They'll burn his hats. Anything that has to do with Donald Trump, they are burning it. So, Trump's America. Hold on.
This is the consequences when we chose the wrong direction. Oh my God.
The fruit and vegetables are dying because we do not have anybody to work.
It is what it is.
The farmers are hurting. They voted for Donald J. Trump.
Yeah, low prices.
This is what America is right now. The farmers are hurting. They voted for Donald Trump. So you can say they voted for this. But no matter what, we need fresh fruit and vegetables because he has been having ice baby to attack black and brown people, the brown people out there in the fields working to make us happy. Yes, Americans, us happy. Donald Trump has pulled them by using ice baby to go out there and take them from the fields and kidnap them. And this is what we have in America today. You thought that you wanted the brown people to move from this country and it's going to make you get jobs. Get out there in them fields then, okay? Clear people that did this, get out there in those fields. Don't look for us to do it. I didn't go to college to get out in the field. My parents went to college as well.
You talking about Epstein? Yeah. I think good to be back on with you, buddy. But this is what I will tell you. The #1 trending hashtag right now on X is Epstein. 2 million people have tweeted with the topic of Epstein. #2 is Nicki Minaj at 100,000. Comey's at 42,500. There is a reason why people are asking about this. This is by far, and I'm a supporter. 3 times I voted for this man. This is by far the biggest fumble of the administration they've had thus far. And here's the reason why. If you remember the president winning, he had a conversation with Fox News, the great Rachel Campos Duffy, and she asked, Mr. President, 9/11, yes. John F. Kennedy, yes. Epstein, he didn't say yes. He was a little bit hesitant of bringing that information out. Why? So why does his leadership team go out there and like, we have this information and we're going to release this and cash? And let me tell you what we have with Pat Bondi out of the state of Florida. She knew everything about Bondi, about Epstein. Why are you fumbling this? Why are you not having an emergency meeting together to conversate and say, hey,
they're not organized.
Be on the same page with messaging on this. All you have to do is send a message to everybody. Say, God, let's have a conference.
The MAGA Republican Party are not organized.
Was a very important issue.
Those people are not qualified for those jobs.
For President Trump, but I think 20% of the voters wanted to know what's going to happen with Epstein, and it's a big letdown. I totally get the big victories. Tariff, $300 billion valuation this year of how much money is going to come from tariffs. Last year, the government only got 80 billion or so. That's like a company increasing their valuation by 4x. Massive victory. The stuff that's going on with, different areas we're winning. What happened with, Iran, the back and forth, the conversations. I think this was the biggest fumble when it came down to Epstein. And the more they answer like that, the more attention you're going to draw to. People are going to ask, why are they so nervous about this? What do you know that the rest of us don't know? If it's just the fact that you want to hold people blackmail, is that the relation between everything? Everyone's read the stories. It's not like we don't know what it is. It's not like the only thing people watch nowadays is Fox. People watch Twitter. People go X. People go CNN. People go ChatGPT. People know what happened with this guy. But my biggest suggestion, let's not have another fumble like the one we just had here.
Oh, they're going to continue fumbling the ball.
By the administration. Well, let's get... You talking about Epstein? Yeah.
Donnie, you will not be able to bury this Epstein situation because we're going to keep talking about it. Every time I come on here, I'm the queen. We'll be talking about it. Oh, yes. We're not letting it go, Donnie.
He does not seem to remember basic facts about his own life. He does not seem to remember things that happened as recently as his first term. This is a guy who once boasted he had the best memory of all time. His words, certainly not mine. But recently, it seems like he is... well, not at all okay, I guess is one way to describe it. Let me show you what I mean.
He's old and crusty.
Yesterday, Trump attended an AI summit in Pittsburgh. And within 10 minutes of taking the microphone, he launched into an utterly strange digression about his uncle and the notorious
and it was all lies, y'all. All lies.
Better known as the Unabomber.
My uncle was at MIT.
Listen carefully to his lies.
51 years, whatever. He was the longest serving professor in the history of MIT. Kaczynski
None of that happened.
Students. Do you know who Kaczynski was? There's very little difference between a madman and a genius. But Kaczynski, I said, what kind of a student was he, Uncle John, Dr. John Trump? He said, what kind of a student? Then he said, seriously good. He said he'd go around correcting everybody, but it didn't work out too well for him.
Hello, King James.
To sum that up, Trump says his uncle taught the Unabomber at MIT, and apparently the question of all the possible questions Trump asked him was what kind of a student Kaczynski was. And then he felt the need to share the detail that the Unabomber was a good student to some perplexed people. And yes, that's a pretty weird, pretty creepy thing for the president of the United States, or really anyone to say at an event that was supposed to be about artificial intelligence.
Trump is the Antichrist.
Because the Unabomber, Ted Kaczynski, never attended MIT. And while Trump did have an uncle who worked at MIT, his uncle died in 1985, which is a full 11 years before the Unabomber was publicly identified and apprehended. So I guess either Donald Trump is confessing to having known the identity of the Unabomber more than a decade before he was caught. There could be that, I suppose. Or something is seriously off with Donald Trump.
Hello, King Hector.
That's not a one-off. That is hardly the only incident. I mean, today reporters in the Oval Office asked Donald Trump about new reporting that he has floated the idea of firing Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell.
Jen Newman. Hello, Queen Jen Newman.
Terrible Fed chief. I was surprised he was appointed.
Were you? Were you really surprised he was appointed? The person who nominated him for that job was you, Donald Trump. It was you. Trump picked Jerome Powell to run the Fed during his first term. There they are, right there, being announced. He does not seem to remember basic facts about his own life. He does not seem to remember things that happened as recently as his first term. This is a guy who once boasted he had the best memory of all time. His words, certainly not mine. But recently, it seems like he is, well, not at all okay, I guess is one way to describe it.
Hello, Queen Jen.
Yesterday, Trump attended an AI summit in Pittsburgh. And within 10 minutes of taking the microphone, he launched into an utterly strange digression about his uncle and the notorious domestic terrorists of all people, Ted Kaczynski, better known as the Unabomber.
My uncle was at MIT, one of the...
Y'all is not going to convince the American people that this man is not insane. His father died from frontal dementia. Donald Trump more than likely has that. But that doesn't excuse him from his crimes, him being an SA abuser. It doesn't excuse him from being a 34-count felon. I'm sorry, y'all. It doesn't excuse him from any of this stuff with Epstein. Whatever crimes he committed with Epstein, it does not excuse him. It just doesn't. And stop trying to make excuses for him, MAGA, because I'm reading my chat. I love all of y'all, but come on. Do not support a PDF file.
Have now seen a new filing in the Southern District of New York where Jeffrey Epstein was indicted. That filing was made by one person alone, Todd Blanche, the Deputy Attorney General, who has moved for the unsealing of the grand jury transcripts in that case. Contrary to some of their public statements, they are not seeking just certain grand jury transcripts. They are seeking all of them, albeit
hit the like button, beautiful people.
They say for any information that would identify Epstein's victims. And I want to explain to you,
hello, Queen Chevron,
their 4-page motion about why they say the release of these grand jury transcripts is justified. At the end, Mr. Blanche writes, public officials, lawmakers, pundits, and ordinary citizens remain deeply interested and concerned about the Epstein matter. Indeed,
hello, Queen Caramel
grand jury
Apple.
Transcripts after concluding that Epstein's case qualifies as a matter of public concern. And there he is referring to grand jury transcripts from a Florida prosecution relating to Jeffrey Epstein. He says, after all, Jeffrey Epstein is, quote, the most infamous pedophile in American history, end quote, again, quoting to that Florida state court order revealing grand jury transcripts from a Florida state
hit the like button, everybody. Come on, get them likes up to 200 today for me.
Disgrace.
Support me.
Grand jury records are thus critical pieces of an important
hello,
moment in our
Kayla
nation's
Swan.
history. The time for the public to guess what they contain should end. And then he says the privacy interests on the other side, and those are things that people like me, Paul Butler, and other lawyers, former lawyers on our network have been talking about throughout the day, predicting that a court would not grant this motion. He says the privacy interests at stake on the other side of the balance are substantially diminished due to Epstein's death. Of course, as noted above, the Department of Justice will work with the United States Attorney's Office for the Southern District of New York to redact
Rodriguez.
all victim
Hello,
identifying
King Emmanuel
information prior to any
Rodriguez.
release.
Hello.
We have now seen a new filing in the Southern District of New York where Jeffrey Epstein was indicted. That filing was made by one person alone, Todd Blanche, the Deputy Attorney General, who has moved for the unsealing of the grand jury transcripts.
Well, they're going to unseal the transcripts. That would be a huge blessing. I can't wait till it happens. I will try my best to get those transcripts to show on this channel. This is life under Trump. Jeffrey Epstein files has to do with life under Trump. So we're going to figure out how to get those transcripts, okay?
Charges that Jeffrey Epstein was running a sex trafficking ring in the early 2000s that included
hit the like button. Come on, beautiful ones.
14 years old. Donald Trump in 2002 said of Epstein, he's a lot of fun to be with. It's even said that he likes beautiful women as much as I do, and many of them are on the younger side.
He routinely spoke fawningly of Jeffrey. He admired Epstein's lifestyle.
Your daughter, she's beautiful. Can I say this? A piece of it is...
She's actually always been very voluptuous.
What does Tiffany have of mouth?
She's got marvelous legs. We don't know whether or not she's got this pregnant.
You were playing tennis and you came off the court. Quote, look at that piece of... I would love to...
This is Michael Cohen's daughter he's talking nasty about.
Then 15-year-old daughters.
I had the impression that he was interested in younger women.
Michael Cohen's daughter.
You know, women would age out for him.
Miss Teen Universe? Yeah, that's like giving Jeffrey Dahmer a cooking show.
We're backstage before a show, and everyone's getting dressed and ready and everything else. And I'm allowed to go in because I'm the owner of the pageant, and therefore I'm inspecting it. I stayed there with no question.
Donald Trump is heard making questionable comments about a young girl.
You going up the escalator? I'm going to be dating her in 10 years.
A lawsuit against the presumptive GOP nominee alleges he raped a girl when she was 13 years old.
Prince Andrew.
I showed y'all that case.
About his friendship with convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein.
I don't know Prince Andrew.
He lied.
That's a tough story.
Look,
Trump has
he knows him.
With Prince Andrew as far back as the year 2000.
Ghislaine Maxwell is accused of helping Epstein sexually abuse underage girls.
I've met her numerous times over the years, especially since I lived in Palm Beach, and I guess they lived in Palm Beach. But I wish her well.
You know about sexual predators and things like that. I mean,
you are one.
All right, I was going to say that. But it's true.
His own daughter called him an actual predator. MAGA, what you got to say about that?
Charges that Jeffrey Epstein.
The proof is in the pudding, baby.
In the early
And it ain't tasting good.
Collusion with his campaign, a hoax. The Mueller report, a hoax. The perfect phone call impeachment #1, a hoax. Global warming, climate change, a hoax. COVID, a hoax. Election, a hoax. Impeachment #2, a hoax. The January 6th committee, a hoax. The perfect phone call and federal charges in Georgia, a hoax. Top secret files found in his bathroom, a hoax. More federal indictments, a hoax. Federal convictions on felony charges, a hoax. Donald Trump uses the word hoax like fool magic fairy dust. He
hit the like button,
reality,
please.
and the fools believe the truth has disappeared. That is ending. The Epstein hoax is going to break Donald Trump and MAGA because they will finally see that pattern. Now that he is disparaging them with the exact same terms that he has called Democrats and leftists and everybody who opposes him, stupid, weakling fools, they will come to see that Donald Trump simply addresses the truth with lies and calls it a hoax. The only way MAGA will finally come to learn what happened with Jeffrey Epstein is to admit that they were fooled and conned and lied to about everything for 10 years. There is no easy off-ramp for them. So it is our job to keep the pressure up. Make sure you're calling your reps, reposting everything you can about Epstein, because Donald Trump is cracking. He is decompensating. He is experiencing narcissistic collapse. His grandiosity and lies, if you can believe it, are increasing. He doesn't remember that he appointed the Fed chair. He doesn't know that his uncle never talked to him about Kaczynski because Kaczynski wasn't outed as the Unabomber until well after his uncle had died. He doesn't know that Jeffrey Epstein died 6 years ago when he was president, not 3 years ago when Biden was president. Donald Trump has no idea what's happening right now, and he is foaming with lies, projection, and blame. It is time to crack him. So let us keep the pressure up and let us remind MAGA that we are here for you to reunite as a country when you finally recognize
yes, as a country.
lied to and return to the truth. Russian collusion with his campaign.
Return to the truth. Before Donald Trump was back in the Oval Office, there was some truth to living in this beautiful country. And Donald Trump arrived back in the Oval Office and the stench was there again. And all it did was run America. He has destroyed this country. But God is allowing us the opportunity to fix things with these Epstein files. Take advantage of it. Be kind, be loving. MAGA, go back and dig down deep within and find that love again.
58 contestants participated in an exhaustive round of personal interviews designed to help our judges discover what makes each one special. The 5-9 reading? Serious, huh?
The Donald Trump teen pageant.
The concentration was intense inside.
This is the teen pageant.
Yes, you are. And out.
Just so excited.
Each girl was considered not only for her beauty and poise, but also for her personality and that indefinable something extra that makes a top model.
The teen pageants.
You want to pull your hair back 1 second? All right. Thank you very much, Ingrid. Good luck for tonight.
Thank you.
When it came time to choose the 21 finalists, emotions ran high as each judge expressed his or her opinion. The 58 contestants participated in an exhaustive round.
Look at Donnie sitting there with his ugly self.
To help our judges discover what makes each one special. The 5-9 reading? Serious, huh? Okay. Thank you very much, Amy. The concentration was intense inside the judging room. You don't like it as you are. And out.
Just so excited.
These are the young teen girls. Some of them, Johnny it was said he would flirt with them. And this is somebody, listen, this woman says Trump and Epstein RAPED'd her when she was 13. Hold on, Jeffro, hold on. Be patient with me. She's disguising her voice and she has on a wig.
That's Katie Johnson, a pseudonym for the woman who claimed in 2016 that Trump her when she was just 13 years old.
I showed y'all this case.
Residence in 1994. When she was set to speak to reporters about one of her lawsuits against the men, she abruptly backed out, citing multiple threats.
She has decided that she's too afraid.
Then she dropped the case entirely.
They threatened her entire family with bodily harm.
Refusal to release the Epstein files despite spending years promising he would. It's caused
Donald Trump is a thug.
In lawsuits, Johnson alleged she was recruited under false pretenses to Epstein's parties and forced to be. That's when she says Trump forcibly her as she pleaded for him to stop. She even claimed that he threatened to kill her and her family if she ever told anyone what he and Epstein had done to her. It's important to note that none of Johnson's allegations have been proven in court, and her identity is.
They wasn't proven in court, you guys, because her family, as her attorney stated in this video, she decided to drop the charges because her family was threatened with bodily harm. There's even a young 12-year-old that's missing to this day. We don't know if she's unalived or what happened with her. I can't say, but this young lady that is 13 was so afraid her family decided to drop the case. One moment.
As Jeffrey Epstein's Black Book? Black Book. FBI. But who? That is, I mean,
that's under direct control of the director of the FBI. What the hell are the House Republicans doing? They have the majority. You can't get the list? Put on your big boy pants and let us know who the pedophiles are.
Would you declassify the Epstein files?
Yeah, I would.
All right.
I guess I would. I think that less so because, you don't know. You don't want to affect people's lives if it's phony stuff in there because there's a lot of phony stuff with that whole world. But I think I would.
This isn't about Epstein or 9/11 or JFK or RFK. It is, but it isn't. It's about a bigger thing. If you're lying about that, you're lying about everything. Who's on the Epstein tapes, folks? Who's on those tapes? Who's in those black books? Why have they been hiding it?
and this is something Donald Trump has talked about, the DOJ may be releasing the list of Jeffrey Epstein's clients. Will that really happen?
It's sitting on my desk right now to review. That's been a directive by President Trump. Everything's going to come out to the public. The public has a right to know. Americans have a right to know.
Who has Jeffrey Epstein's Black Book? Black Book. FBI. But who?
The FBI. Pam Bundy, Cash Patel is the FBI. We can't trust the government. Bundy spawned Charlotte's Web, y'all, and the web just got bigger and bigger and bigger. And what is the web? The Epstein files. Their lies spun Charlotte's Web. And I'm grateful that they did that, because the more that they tried to stop the American people from getting the files, the more things have been released. From that letter, Epstein's 50th birthday letter from Donald Trump, which a lot of their friends wrote Epstein letters. Donald Trump's letter got released by the Wall Street Journal. And who owns the Wall Street Journal? The same people that own Fox. Donnie will not win this race, which he's overweight. He can't run anyway. I'm making a joke. But he's not going to win this. He's going to drop that charge against, his case he filed against the Walls, not the Wall Street Journal, where maybe, yeah. He's going to drop that because Fox News owns it. He used Fox News to spread his propaganda. And what does MAGA do? They fall for it every time. Anything Fox News say, they fall for it. They gravitate to all the things that will make everybody else look bad, while their propaganda makes Donald Trump look like he's God. And in their mind, he's their Messiah. Y'all, I want to thank y'all for coming to my channel. Without you, I wouldn't have a channel. I am Queen Lily. Enjoy your weekend. Hit that like button before you head up out of here. I love you all. Bye.